So I've decided to start doing some I'd probably call it vlogs to the YouTube channel, because I can't keep babbling on about like key issues at the moment, because it would just flood the Instagram channel. So I've decided to upload my rantings and all that to the YouTube channel. I haven't really got a set creative pattern to how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm sure that will follow. So I'll try to keep it basic and not go over the top with it. Everyone's like been following the situation with Russia, what's been going on. It's shit, but at the same time, I'm on vacation. Some people will say, obviously because I'm on vacation from the front line where my unit's currently deployed, the situation can't be that bad. But at the same time, you have to understand is if that no one knows like what Putin's going to do. Like at this moment, he has like the men to do he has enough people to make a military operation. Like obviously not to the full scale of invading all of Ukraine, but he has enough to enter other parts of it. For example, eastern Ukraine again. Or he's already there, but he could always up the troops that are there. But yeah, like people need to understand, like Ukraine, every time Russia mobilizes its troops to the borders, like they can't just expect Ukraine to put martial law into effect. Like we did it back in 2018. I was in the boot camp, and we fought like legit, like we fought like we are now, that Russia's going to attack. Obviously, back then the troop movement wasn't as big as it is now. The reason there's more concern now is because Russia's moved a lot of like anti-air defenses to the borders. Like probably the biggest grouping of like anti-air units since probably like the Soviet Union like times. And then we've also got like the relocation of jets and like missile systems and stuff like that. This isn't normal for Russia. Another thing people need to consider is that Ukraine's been in a state of war for roughly 8 years now, and like that length of time, that's enough time for like the people to get complacent and get accustomed to it. It's like on the front line, like there's places along the contact point, like in no man's land for example, where civilians still live, and to them like war is just an everyday thing, such as the weather. So you have to keep that in mind when you're thinking about this whole situation, like, because the Ukrainian people, it's normal to them. For people in the West, it's not normal. You can travel to Ukraine yourself, and you can travel to eastern Ukraine to places such as Mariupol, which is only 20 minutes down the road from where the front line is. Like, you can hear the shelling like from the front in Mariupol. So that puts into perspective like how close the war is to the people there. But yet, if you go there, it's just a normal day at work, or every day's normal there. Like no one changes anything because there's artillery shelling that they can hear in the distance. It's just a normal day. So that gives you some perspective of like why people here don't seem to be too fussed about a possible Russian invasion. If this like war with Russia does kick off, it is going to be very bad for the guys on the front line, because at the moment everyone's in frontline like trenches, like it's like World War I there. But because of that, like the enemy, they know where these positions are. They've been there for like 8 years nearly. So like both sides know like down to the T like where the trenches are. So the moment it happens though, those frontline positions, they're going to get hit the hardest. In regards to like what the US Embassy, the British Embassy are saying in regards to that, like the citizens need to leave like Ukraine now while they've got the chance. I think a lot of that is down to those like certain political figures like in power at the moment that wouldn't really have a clue what to do if it happens, and they don't want a repeat of like the chaos that was the Afghan like withdrawal. Typical day in Mykolaiv.